Hey, beautiful. It's your favorite little keto goofball diamond, and today is day, I think, 1515 of my ketogenic journey. So, we're going to get into what I ate yesterday, how I'm feeling, what's going on in the world, well, my little world, and just chill out and relax and hopefully have a little bit of a good time. Alright, you guys, if you're interested in a daily keto update with a side order of crazy pants and goofy and just having a time, like, subscribe, share, and ring that bell. It's time to rant, rave, and misbehave Keto Diamond style. So during this video, I filmed the long part first, but I decided to go in and look because I was complaining in this video about a fast heart rate and a few other symptoms, and I kind of wanted to see if the inhaler or the amoxicillin they gave me could be causing that. Well, one of the side effects, when you know, to this steroid nasal inhaler is an abnormally stimulated heart. And blood vessels through the body can cause an increase in blood pressure and heart rate or skipped beats. Maybe I need to stop using that. Wow. Because, I mean, I'm feeling it, like, just trying to thump right through my chest. And I did notice that it kind of happens when I take those, but I kind of use those at the same time. It's both twice a day. So, like, early in the mornings and later in the evenings. I've already taken it, like, maybe an hour or so ago. Yeah, my heart is definitely pounding. So we're going to lay off that tomorrow and see what happens, and probably go ahead and take the antibiotic. God. But anyway, it goes along with the story. I just didn't want it to get lost at the very end. Alright, so family update time. Hubby is doing okay. He's not, like, I wouldn't say he's really improving, but he's not getting worse. He was concerned about, like, his oxygen levels, not because he's having a hard time breathing, but because his chest and ribs hurt from so much coughing. So I did send for an oximeter, which is a nice thing to have, especially with everybody in the family kind of being sick. So that's good. He's okay. He's eating a little bit. I'm kind of having to force him. I did get him some vitamins, or send for him some vitamins. I just said men's vitamins, just so it'd be something more specific for a man. And it does have, like, you know, some zinc and vitamin C and D and all that stuff in here. Probably not the actual levels he needs, but it's a little bit to help out. So it's it got him over 50, but it's all right. He's 44, so that's close. Don't tell him I said that. Anyway, like I said, I also got my grandson some gummies yesterday, or sent for him, and he quite likes them, so I'm glad about that. He was very mad that I wouldn't let him have more than one. He was also mad that I wouldn't let him have his grandpa's. He's doing really good today. I was a little scared because yesterday he had, like, a little mild cough and a slight fever. And I was like, oh crap. But the good news is he's good, so that's great. And of course the young ones usually have much less issue with it than the adults. Thank heavens, because these 3 grandbabies, I would be freaking out. Zach's other grandma decided to keep him this week, just to keep him out of this house, and that's a great thing, although I miss him something fierce. It's a good thing, and I imagine his daddy misses even more because I had him all last week, unbeknownst to me. But the truth is, luckily, none of the signs or symptoms developed in our household for real until Saturday. So that was a good thing, because I was tested on Tuesday, but I was negative with that test that came back Thursday. So it wasn't until at least, now Friday I did go to the doctor because I had that migraine really bad and everything was tight, and they thought it was a sinus infection. Got antibiotics, steroid nasal spray, and a regular nasal spray. So those, of course, have helped clear out all of this right here. Although I'm not sure if they're causing a problem. I will explain, because steroids can cause a bunch of different things. So we'll talk about that in just a minute. But all in all, especially the last 24 hours, I felt perfectly fine. Corey's reporting feeling perfectly fine. Brian, my son, he says he's great, no fever, nothing like that, but he was diagnosed with it. he said he felt like garbage yesterday. He literally said trash. And he's one of those people that he doesn't get sick much. So when he does, it's sick usually. So hopefully he's not going to get sick with this. Although I did get good news from my regular doctor. I kind of emailed her, kind of bitching a little bit that, how dare they not offer treatments when there are treatments available. Some people will argue with that, but there are treatments available, especially early. And she said, yes, we do have one. In fact, she doesn't have to offer it to my children. She's not their primary doctor. But what she said was get them to video chat with me on my lunch break because she's a very busy person and she does not have to do that at all. And she will, assess whether they need or I need, which she said I was not required, but I met the requirements to get that monoclonal antibody infusion, which is basically an IV, and which somebody kind of said something about how could I not know what that is if I've done any research. Because no matter how much research you do into something, not every piece of information is going to pass under your nose. There are times I'm watching keto channels going, I did not know that. I've been doing this for 4 years. I put a lot of thought and energy into that. But I learn new stuff every day. It's not uncommon, to be honest, to not know about one thing or another. So yeah, that was one I'd never heard of. And I'm glad they have it. I'm glad they're offering it to my son and daughter, who both actually said, no, we're actually not that sick. So I'm going to see if my husband does qualify. I don't know if he reaches the qualifications. I'm going to try to read you to her email so that you can see what it says. Now, I mean, if you just need the one thing, just the positive COVID test within 10 days, he does. But anyway, she did, of course, recommend zinc, vitamin C, and vitamin D because they can help somewhat. Y'all know this already. And then the rest of it says, to qualify for treatment, you must, and that's the monoclonal. Why does this word escape me so bad? Antibodies. Lord have mercy, y'all. Anyway, you must have a positive COVID test, be less than 10 days from the onset of symptoms, the earlier the better, and meet one of the following risk factors. Okay, so you do have to have, the COVID test and one of these. So, age greater than 65, obese, body mass index greater than 25. Most people do have that, and I think my husband might actually meet that. He didn't used to, but nowadays I think he will be over that. I need to look and see his BMI. Or if you're currently pregnant, you have chronic kidney disease, diabetes, immunosuppressive disease, or on a treatment for that, cardiovascular disease, including congenital heart disease and hypertension, or chronic lung disease, including COPD, moderate to severe asthma, cystic fibrosis, etc., or sickle cell disease. So I think he will meet that one criteria. So I might see about that for him because he is much iller than we are. Aaron also got sick, but he has had a fever, but it's easily broken. He is up playing games and stuff and goofing off. So I think that he is much more manageable than hubby. And I don't know how to put it. He doesn't seem like he's deathly ill, but definitely extreme flu where he doesn't want to get up or move. The cough is kind of bad for him. So we're going to keep an eye on him. And like I said, we got one, I don't know if I told you, we got one of these oximeters for him, sent for it, so that we can monitor, the oxygen levels and all that. And with everybody being sick, I think I did say that it's a good idea to have one of these. It's also, I found that it came in handy because I have noticed a few different things over the last few days or so. Now for me, I do not have proof I have COVID other than a home test. My doctor said the home tests are more likely to give you a false positive. Now being that everybody around me has it doesn't necessarily mean that I do. And that is perfectly possible. It's also possible that I am immune somehow. It's also possible that my blood type, the O negative, does protect me somehow. There is a huge study done early on with I think like 400,000 people and blood types that mine was least affected by it. Doesn't necessarily mean anything, but that is a possibility. So who knows until I get my new test results, which I was tested today. They should be back Thursday. I'm really up in the air. But also, I haven't had a whole lot of COVID symptoms. I did have sinus infection symptoms. I have been tired. I did have some achy legs, but that apparently has to do with your oxygen levels, and my oxygen have been in 98, 99 range. I've been tested at the doctor like 4 times over the week for that, just to be sure. Well, they checked it naturally like they normally do. So, yeah, I don't know yet. I'm still up in the air. I am wondering if one thing is affecting me, and I'm going to take that out of my diet just to be sure. I'll tell you about that in a minute. But the things I have noticed that are very odd about my body is usually, like I've told you, my glucose ranges around 80 to 90. And here lately it's been between 120 and 140, so somewhere in there. It can be an indication of an infection, like a sinus infection or something else, including COVID probably. It can be an indication of just having something in your diet that you shouldn't have, which there is a possibility. So we're going to talk about that, like I said, in a minute. But I've also noticed that my heart is beating faster. Now, I'm also using a steroid nasal inhaler. I'm also on an antibiotic right now. So one of those things actually could make my heart rate faster. And it is doing that because my resting heartbeat was typically around 79 to 82. And over this week, it's went up to 87 going by my Fitbit. But going by this, like just sitting around chilling, I'm talking like 110 or so. So let's put this on and see what it says. Right now, anyway. It's probably affected a little bit because I'm running my mouth, though. I can actually feel my heart kind of beating through my skin, too. Yeah, see, that's way too high, even for just sitting around running your mouth. So, this is saying my oxygen level is 97, and my heartbeat, I think, what's it say? I can't see. 128, 7, 30. Jeez. So that's a lot higher than my normal heart rate. Now, again, it could be caused by any number of factors, including being sick, including whatever COVID does to you, if that's what's going on with me. But also, I have this feeling of not being in good state of ketosis. I'm having a lot of air and gas that's bubbling up. And that normally is an indication for me more of being kicked out of ketosis than being sick. So, I mean, normally I don't get a lot of air and gas just from having sinus infection or having sinus issues. But this thing, if it is possible to be this, could be actually causing a lot of issues for me. So, I know a lot of people might argue with this, but this is a theory, just one theory. Because these do have natural and artificial flavors in them, they could be any number of different things. Remember, a natural ingredient could be sugar. That is natural. And they don't have to really list much in here. Now, this was causing an original problem for me because when I first got tested, I was tested because I was tasting metal. And I took this away from my diet and the metal taste went away. Although it sucks because it smells really good and it tastes really good. And then I started using this one. It's the same brand, but I can't be sure what's going on here. It could be that these are keeping me from having my glucose levels lower. Because like I said, they're normally nowhere near this high. This is high like I've ate chocolate or I went to Golden Corral and just piggied out, you know? So it's too high to me. So it is something that is a concern that I need to keep a check on and make sure it's all good because I don't know for sure. I really don't yet. And I'm trying to figure that out. It could be a side effect or symptom. It could be any number of things. So far, all my COVID symptoms have been things that could be something else. Could easily be something else, like sinuses, like being just too cold one night. Because I have to keep running around behind him, turning the ACs back up or back down. He's having the hot, cold flashes, you know, and the fevers and all. We can break his fever, but with ease, as long as we stay on top of him and be like, okay, let me check you, you know, just to make sure. Normally I would do a weigh-in. I only have yesterday's, though. I got up this morning to go to that doctor's appointment. I had to make sure he had all his needs met because he's not really getting up and down very much. I am making him move around a little bit just to kind of keep things going, but he doesn't feel good, so it's hard to do that. But I didn't get on the scale this morning because after I did all that and I got dressed and I just got out the door. Now, I know when I got to the doctor's office, fully dressed, tennis shoes, long sleeve shirt, it said 164 on it. And that could still mean I'm in the 161 range, because 3 pounds with tennis shoes, which actually have a pretty heavy, thick sole, honestly. Oh my gosh, my toes just got cold. And a long sleeve, oversized t-shirt with a big decal on it could weigh a little something. So I'm probably still in the 161 range. I just don't know. And I know that normally I show y'all and tell y'all, but I will put in what I ate yesterday at the end, just so you have that information. But really, I don't have much here. I'm probably going to have to do like an online order and get my parents to go pick it up for me, because we're out of pretty much everything that we like anywhere, that I'm going to eat. Let's be honest. Hubby, he's having a hard time eating. He does have some chicken noodle that I did force down his throat. I might have told you all this earlier. He had about a half a bowl of mashed potatoes. He's not got much of an appetite. He is nauseous. I have not experienced any nausea, and as far as I know, nobody except for maybe Destiny experienced some nausea. And her brother is now out of quarantine. He was fine after about 3 days. I don't know if she's out of quarantine yet or not. No, she wouldn't be yet. She got tested on the 16th, I think, and got her result. So 16th to the 26th. I don't even know what day it is. My watch is off. It's being charged. So she won't be out just yet. And Brian and Big Brian, and I guess me too, will be off quarantine on the 28th. So that's good. But you know what? There's so many different things. Every doctor I've seen this week have put the quarantine levels at different things. And a lot of people say 14 days. All these doctors are saying 7 to 10 days. I'm like, that don't sound right. And even our job is saying 10 days. So, I mean, I have, like I said, heard 14 days from a lot of other people, but apparently not here. I don't know. Maybe that's just the infectious period. I just don't even know anymore. There is honestly so much damn information out there and so many different ways to put it. Again. All I know right now is I'm okay. Everybody's okay except for really hubby. And he's trying. He's putting up a good fight, you know, and they're getting rid of that fever and everything. And I just have to make him eat more. He's not happy about that because he is nauseous, but I don't want him to be hungry, you know. It's harder to watch for me because I don't like to see people sick at all. I really don't. And luckily the babies have been around everybody and been phenomenal. Athena was trapped in a house with a bunch of people that had it, and I knew there was no point in taking her since there was a chance we had gotten it too. And she did phenomenal. Destiny said she had a snot nose for 2 or 3 days and a little cough, and she was fine. I don't think she said she ever had a fever. I think she said she didn't. And like I said, Anthony had one yesterday for a minute, and a small one, and a small cough for a minute, and he's good to go now. So I'm thrilled. We're going to obviously keep monitoring everybody just to make sure everything's good to go. But that's really all the update I got for you today, since I didn't really get on the scale. And I don't really know how anything affected my weight. I do know, like I said, my heart is beating faster, my glucose is higher. But that could be from several things right this minute. I don't know. No trouble breathing though. Just gas and heartbeat, and it's fantastically annoying. My blood pressure might also be higher. I can't really tell because my blood pressure is always high. But it might also be getting a little higher. So I just have this feeling this thing kind of picks at the thing you're weakest at. All the things that your body was weaker at, that's what it goes for. I don't know why it doesn't really seem to follow all the rules, but who knows. Anyway, guys and dolls, if you need help with your ketogenic journey, my contact information is below. There are ways to support the channel in the description below. And some pretty cool things like Shashka bracelets, ORGAIN collagen peptides, which are great in coffee. I mean, I never taste them. Although I'm going back to my New England coffee and leaving this great value stuff alone for a little while, just to see, just if there's an off chance it is having an effect. I don't know if it is. Just on the off chance, though, I can do without that. I've got some other stuff up there that's yummy. And now I'm going to sit back and chill, find some kind of good show on like Netflix or Amazon Prime or whatever, and just let the day wash over me and be gone. I hope you guys find something that's joyous today and that you really love. Much love, many prayers, make your next meal keto. Bye, y'all. So this is my breakfast meal. It's almost noon. I don't really want anything. I'm not nauseous or anything, but I don't want anything, but my belly's growling, so I'm going to have this chicken. I've got just a little bit of blackened season on it, and I might actually throw in some ranch. I can hear you guys, but I'm tired and I don't want the light. So I'm having some wings and ranch while watching Monster Squad. Yay, I found it. It's on Amazon Prime. Checking these glucose levels. Huh. What in the world? 127. We're going to check the ketones now. All right, these are ketones. Alrighty.